Healing your patients while healing yourself. Is there some kind of secret to it? You see, when you're a doctor with burnout, actually, you're playing that hot potato game all day, every day. Hey, medical doctors, how are you? How are you really? It's a big question, and I hope you had some time off lately for yourself. After these crazy years with the increasing numbers of chronic diseases and this huge, big, fat pandemic, it is really necessary to recalibrate to this new reality that we are living in. And I hope I can help you a little bit with these videos and all the upcoming videos. So let's start with a little bit of empowerment. Can you actually heal your patients while you are healing yourself? Now, when you have burnout, the best thing, of course, is to stay put and really work on your own health, your own mental and physical health. But I also know that the majority of medical doctors, and maybe that is you, do not take that time off and are still seeing patients and are still working really, really hard. So if that is you, then this is the big question. Can you heal your patients while healing yourself? Is there a secret to it? There is some magic. So wait for it. When you experience burnout, it is no news that it is quite difficult to focus, to think clearly, especially analytical, to do precision things, to have new insights. There is less clarity also in decision making. It's harder. It gets harder to discern. It is harder to find solutions because creativity goes down. So, is that really in favor of you and your patients? Well, you know the answer. Of course, no. So, what is the idea behind? Well, we experience these symptoms because our mind is either in a mode of worry about the future or rumination or worry about the past, negative mind states that are there. And then there comes the misinterpretation by the brain. And the brain thinks that these thoughts, these mind games, are a real threat. So actually, what we experience seems like a mental exhaustion, what it is, but it's also a physical exhaustion. Well, I don't have to tell you that, but it's just a gentle reminder because I have learned and so often experienced that medical doctors often forget about that when it comes to their own health. So here's the gentle reminder. Now, what is the thing that we can do about that? And here is the magic. This is the really big thing. There are so many things that we can do to improve our mental and physical health. That's also no surprise. But there's one kicker. There's one major thing that is not only helping in the moment, but it's also helping on the long term. So really targeting the causes. But first, I would like you to see what is going on when you do not take action to solve this. So while maybe there is a secret that you can heal your patients while healing yourself, the other way around is also true. When you're not in your A game, or you're not in your best mental mood, that also spreads to your patients. And that's the hot potato cane. And probably you're aware of it. When you get this hot potato, then you want to get rid of it, you throw it to somebody else. And that somebody else also doesn't want to have it, so throws it to another person. And so that hot potato goes on and on and on. And that is the same, exactly the same, with our negative behavior or negative thoughts, with our negative words or negative or not so positive, maybe, um, um, nonverbal communication. And nonverbal communication to our patients are way more impactful than the words that are spoken. That's for everybody, but also between a patient-doctor relation. So when we do not stop and interrupt this negative feeling within ourselves, because every 10 minutes we see somebody else, not me, I'm not a medical doctor, but speaking as if. So if you see another patient every 10 minutes and you're not feeling well, it's really hard to be on your A game. It's really hard to have a positive, loving kindness presence that you're spreading to patients. Actually, it's not possible, because your nonverbal communication is really telling what is going on. So either when the words are nice, still there's an energy that is transferred, that is emitted. And when some people are not so perceptible for it, other people are, then, well, it's really counterproductive, right, to help patients. But now's the positive news coming. It's also working in the other direction. So when we are able to turn our negative mood, our overwhelm, our brain fog, our exhaustion, just our negative emotions, if we are able to turn them around and be really present for patients, for coworkers, for spouse, or children, then that also spreads. And that's a real contribution. That's really helping in a way different manner than we are used to. But this is the way it works. So how can we turn the tide? How can we turn it in the moment when we feel this negative emotion? Well, the first thing is that we really need to become aware. The thing is, if this threat response or fight, flight, or whatever you want to call it, if that is causing us to think less clearly, it is really harder to become aware of our own behavior, our own thoughts, our own feelings. And that is something that we can practice. And if we practice it a lot, then it's quite easy to become aware of it. We got to practice it. It needs to become a habit to be really aware of how we feel and how we behave. One thing that is really helpful, and then I become a little bit of a broken record, is meditation. When you are able, if you are able, please do so, are able to meditate, especially before you see patients, then that will have a cascade effect over the whole day because we become more resilient and we have a more balanced mind. It is increasing equanimity. And well, the first couple of weeks, it may perhaps last a couple of hours, but after a couple of weeks, it's really getting some ground, you know. So that is the thing that is really helpful. But we can also make an anchor for ourselves, like a little note on our desk or on a laptop or on the phone. Be present, be present, be present, because there is a magic to being present. When we are present in this present moment, we cannot think about what has been, and we cannot think about what is coming because we are in this moment. Our attention is here, in the here and now. And then, if we cannot ruminate about the past or worry about the future, our brain is not able to make a misinterpretation of our situation right now. Makes sense, right? So that means that in that moment, we do get more clarity, and presence or mindful awareness is just a practice that we can learn. And when we are conscious aware, then the way that we make decisions goes skyrocket better. The way we have the insights, the way that we find solutions, that is going so much better. So we're helping other people so much better, not only our patients. And again, I'm saying our, but you know what I mean. I am not a doctor. I do not see any patients, but other people, co-workers, spouses, family, what have you, but also ourselves. It's way easier to deal with ourselves. What if we do not have to deal with that voice over there telling us we're not good enough or we should do more or whatever negative ideas there are coming? That's such a relief to just get rid of that. And if we practice that, then these little voices, they can fade. Now, you'll catch yourself probably many times in the day when you become aware that those voices are there. But then you can take a deep breath and count till 3 and just detach from it. Most probably you cannot get rid of those little voices or those thoughts that are going their own way, having their own mind, right? But within 3 seconds, you will. And if you practice it enough, you can make presence a habit. Presence for yourself, and that will absolutely improve burnout symptoms, but also more presence for patients, for family members, co-workers. So that is how healing your patients while healing yourself is absolutely a possibility if we focus on presence. Now, there are a whole lot more things that you can do for yourself to escape this burnout loop, and more to come. But this is a big thing. This is actually magic. Being present for yourself and for other people is doing a great job for you. If you're still seeing patients, well, actually, you need to be there for yourself. You need to master yourself and empower yourself. So I hope this was helpful and see you next time.